Deep in the bayou lived a doll maker, old Elijah they called him. Eyes, dull, lifeless, hands, gnarled, twisted. Crafted dolls, he did, lifelike, beautiful. But a darkness lingered, a shadow in his workshop. Elijah's dolls coveted by collectors, porcelain skin, eyes that seemed to follow. One doll, though, remained unsold, locked away, hidden from view. This doll different, possessed it was. The doll, a gift for his daughter, long gone. A storm took her, they said. But Elijah knew the truth. A deal with the devil he made. A daughter's life, the price he paid. The doll, a vessel for the demon he bargained with. Now the doll sat in the shadows, waiting, its porcelain face forever frozen in a malevolent grin, a reminder of Elijah's sin, a harbinger of the terror to come. Years passed, Elijah gone, workshop abandoned, the doll forgotten, until one day a young couple stumbled upon the workshop, drawn by the beauty of the forgotten dolls. They found her, hidden amongst the rest, the doll, eyes glittering with an unnatural light. They took her home, unaware of the evil they invited. Sarah, she was called, a collector of antique dolls. This one, the prize of her collection. She placed it on her bedside table, unaware of the danger lurking in its glassy stare. That night, the nightmares began. Whispers in the dark, cold breath on her skin. Sarah dismissed it as stress, but deep down a seed of fear had been planted. The whispers grew louder, more insistent. They spoke her name. Sarah, they hissed. Cold dread filled her. She couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. One night she woke with a start. The doll, it was gone from its place on the nightstand. Panic surged through her. She searched the room, her heart pounding in her chest. And then she saw it, the doll, sitting on the floor at the foot of her bed, its eyes glowing with an eerie light, watching her. Sarah tried to rationalize. It must have fallen, she told herself. But the fear, it remained, clinging to her like a shroud. Days turned into weeks. The nightmares continued, each one more vivid, more terrifying than the last. The doll's presence loomed large in her life, a constant, sinister companion. Objects began to move around the house. Doors slammed shut on their own. Sarah felt a constant chill, even in the warmth of the day. She realized the doll was behind it all. Her husband David dismissed her fears. "It's just stress," he said. But even he couldn't deny the strange occurrences. The atmosphere in the house had become heavy, oppressive. Sarah knew she had to do something. She had to get rid of the doll. But how do you get rid of something that seems determined to stay? One night, amidst another terrifying nightmare, Sarah woke up to a blood-curdling scream. It was David. She rushed to the bathroom, her heart pounding in her chest. The door was ajar. She pushed it open and gasped. David was standing in front of the mirror, his face pale as death. His eyes, wide with terror, were fixed on something behind her. Sarah turned slowly, dreading what she might find, and then she saw it. In the reflection of the mirror, the doll. It was standing behind her, its porcelain face twisted into a grotesque smile. But that wasn't the most terrifying thing. The most terrifying thing was the blood. It was splattered on the doll's dress, and on David's hand, which was outstretched, as if he had just attacked the doll. "David?" Sarah whispered, her voice trembling. But David didn't answer. He just stood there, frozen, his eyes still locked on the doll in the mirror. Slowly, Sarah reached out and touched his arm. He flinched as if burned, then turned to face her. And that's when Sarah saw the look in his eyes. It wasn't David anymore. It was something else, something cold and evil. The doll in the mirror seemed to grin wider, its painted eyes gleaming with malicious delight. Sarah stumbled back, her breath catching in her throat. She knew with chilling certainty that the doll had done something to David. But what? And could she stop it before it claimed her too? Or was she already too late?